from Los Angeles. This is Montserrat Radio.
الجلال والجمال والثناء والبهاء في رباك الحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء في هواك هل أراك سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أراك في علاك تبلغ السمات موطني الشباب لن يكل همه أن يستقل أو يبيد نستقي من الردى ولن نكون للعدا كالعبيد لا نريد ذلنا المؤكدا وعيشنا المنكدا ذلنا المؤكدا وعيشنا المنكدا لا نريد بل نعيد مجدنا الجليل موطني الحسام واليرع للكلام والنزاع رمزنا وعهدنا وواجب إلى الوفا يهزنا عزنا غاية تشرف وراية ترفرف غاية تشرف وراية ترفرف يا هنا في علاك ظاهرا عدا موطني الجلال والجمال والثناء والبهاء في رباك الحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء في هواك هل أراك سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أراك في علاك تبلغ السمات موطني
In the spirit of the war against fake news, Montserrat Radio presents The Fake News Show, conspiracy news and a different point of view of current events. And now your hosts, Benny Wilson and Thomas Christian.
Hello friends, hello people of the world, this is your host Benny, and yes, you are listening to the national anthem of Iraq. Iraq, once again, is free. Iraq, once again, is a free nation of erratic and evil forces. Now we are happy for Iraq. Congratulations, Iraq. Congratulations to the people of Iraq, because I know that many of those people are listening to my show. I want to congratulate you from the bottom of my heart. And thanks Allah, that you guys are already and once again free from Daesh and ISIS. Today is a historic day. Today we're starting to see everything develop. Just like I told you about 2 days ago. I told you that the elites are preparing to create an event to trigger not only the revaluation, but to trigger a change in our financial system. I told you that everything is synchronized. I did that on my letter. And everything I've been telling you is coming true. This is the reason why I consistently telling you to be prepared. The news were coming out after maybe about 2 days before they announced it that they had 72 hours for freedom. I told you that we only had 24 hours according to my contacts, didn't I? And now it's coming through. So what you gonna do now? If the people in Iraq is happy, we all gonna be happy. If the people of Iraq is changed, we are going to be next. The bankers all around the world are preparing for this situation, for this event. Normalcy bias is the situation right now. I just announced it on Facebook. For those who are not on my Facebook page, of the fake news show, I told you just today that everybody is under the impression that everything is normal, that nothing is going to happen, that our system is solid, that there is no collapse coming out. I told you that that's basically what's happening right now. That's the normalcy bias, didn't I? And now we have news that our dollar is devaluating in many of the countries of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a country, sorry for that. For the Arab countries, the dollar is devaluating. Now more because the big deal the Saudi Arabia did with China. That's a $65 billion oil deal. And they're not using the petrodollar. Nope. They're not using the dollar. People just look at the news and they don't figure out what's going on. I'm just telling you right now what's going on. So we expect a devaluation of our money, of our currency. But it's not going to be as big as you think. We are watching close of what's happening right now. We are so close, you can smell it. And let me just tell you what happened today when I received the great news from one of our friends in Facebook. I was doing my own stuff. I was just having a nice lunch with my mother, and I just happened to listen to the music they were playing at. And I said to myself, that's the perfect song for me to dedicate to everybody that been waiting for this event. That's the perfect song. I mean, I was like, oh my God, this song is, God is telling me something. This is the reason why many people hate me, because I bring God in everything I said. And many of the conspiracy theorists and fanatics, they don't believe in God, so I don't care. Sorry. But I know when God speaks to me. I know that. So I know from my heart, I said, this is the song that you're supposed to give to everybody who listens to you, my son. This is the song. And that's what I posted on Facebook. Watch it. I said, I just heard the perfect song to dedicate when everything is over. About 20 minutes later, the news came out. Iraq is free. There is no coincidence. We are about to exchange. There is no coincidence. This is about to end. And when it ends, I'll be so happy to tell each and every one of you, to every single people around the world who are listening to me, congratulations. For now, we need to wait. I'm not happy yet, and there's a reason why. I cannot tell you what the reason is, but I'm going to tell you what my fears are right now. Pay attention what I'm about to tell you. This is the fear that I have right now. I have talked to many bankers. I have talked to many of my contacts. They're telling me that this is not going to happen right now. But just in case, if it happens, let me tell you what is my biggest fear. This is what my biggest fear is. My biggest fear is that at the time we exchange, they can collapse the system. And if they can collapse the system, they will and they can bail in. The banks can bail in. What is a bail-in? They can take your money away. We all know what a bailout is. A bailout is something that comes from outside the bank system to help them out. That's the biggest scam they ran back in 2001, 2002. Remember that. When they used for help. When the banks use the skills that they don't have any more money. So we gave them the money for something that they created. That's the biggest fear I have right now. Because I know how they think. I know how they plan things. They're that evil. I'm telling you. I was in that field. I know how they think. And that's the biggest fear I have. And I tell to my Lord Jesus Christ, I said, Lord, please, don't let them do this. If you make this happen, don't let them do this at the time we are exchanging. And I feel that the Lord listened to me right now. And he said, don't worry. It's not going to happen. So, following my fear and my hope that God help us, hopefully this is exactly what's going to happen. But I know for sure that it's going to happen 6 months after we revalue, after we exchange. 6 months after we exchange, they planning to do this. Listen to me. They are planning to do this 6 months after we exchange. So how are we going to protect ourselves? Very simple. The way we need to exchange is this. We need to diversify our exchanges. We need to separate accounts. Do not deposit all your money in one bank. I repeat, do not deposit your exchange money in one bank. You need to diversify. And the best way to diversify is that you do your research and look for banks that are not elite control or owned by the Rockefellers, the Rothschild, and Citibank Group. There are many banks in the United States. There are community banks. There are even credit union banks that are owned by their own depositors. You need to find out which bank it is around your area. You need to find out one of those banks. Have the wire number there. Have the wire information you need to transfer most of your fortune. Diversify means separate all the money in different banks. That is the word. You need to protect yourself. Now, the thing is this. See, for many people, especially for the morons who's going to exchange on private exchange, they will go ahead and deposit their money and have the exchange because they're not going to be able to come out for $1 million. Believe me, there's no bank in the whole world that is going to give you $1 million in exchange. No way. You will